It is so hot in here. I'm dying. Hello and welcome to my channel, The Danish Readaholic. Today, I'm doing the Totally Should've book tag. This book tag looked so much fun, so I'm just gonna get started. I don't know who made it, so I'm sorry. If you know, please let me know so I can link them down below. Alright, let's just get started. Totally should have gotten a sequel. This one. Why? I don't really know, because I think this is the only standalone that I've read and loved. Otherwise I just couldn't really think of anything where I would want more from the universe. But I do kind of want more from this universe. Not necessarily following Soroya, but following maybe someone else. Kinda similar vibes to Graceling maybe, where each book would follow a new character and then they're kind of intertwined. I don't know, I like this, and I think this one would maybe have a great sequel, I don't know. The next one is Totally Should Have Gotten a Spin-off series. Are we even surprised at my pick? Like, really? Obviously Grace and Fury. Can you imagine a series following the girls on the Isle? Oh my god, I would love that. But I've talked about that actually this month. Or am I gonna talk about that? The struggle of pre-filming. But I would love to see more from this universe, and I'm kind of sad that there's only 2 books. So, Tracy Banghart, please, give us more. So, an author who should write more books. I didn't really have one for this, but I went with one, and I know she is writing more books, but I don't know. So, I went with Chloe Gong. This is one of my favorites from... When did I read this? This year? This is one of my favorites of the year. I don't remember when I read this, oh my god. I think I read it in January, and this is one of my new all-time favorites. I am so invested in the story, and I know that she has a sequel coming out soon, and she has another series coming out after that. But honestly, just keep them coming. Keep them coming, because, you know, I will buy anything that she writes. The other authors that I was thinking of was Chris Colfer, Catherine Purdy, and Kristen Cashore, but they all either have a lot of books out or have books coming out, so... I don't really know that much about Catherine Purdy though, but I do know that she has another series that I'm very interested in reading. And she has some other books as well, I think. So I'm not really... it's just me being too slow on that front, really. So I'm gonna go for Chloe Gong. A character who should have ended up with someone else. So I don't have the book here. And it's not that she actually ends up with someone. At least not in this book. I've heard some rumors about the next book in the series, but I haven't read it, so I don't know. But, Bitter Blue. I wish she ended up with Sapphire, but I understand why they didn't. But I'm still mad about it. Sapphire was just great. I loved him. And I wish they would have ended up together, but as I mentioned, I do understand why they didn't and why it wouldn't work. But damn. But it is what it is. So, let's just move on before I go on rambling about how I think they should have had each other, but you know. A book that should have ended differently. I had kind of a hard time picking a book for this, so I just went with this, but it's not that much a case of should have ended differently, more a case of should have been different. I don't know, I was expecting more, let's just say that. And that is Straight On Till Morning by Liz Braswell. It's one of the Disney Twisted Tales. I had high hopes for this. Granted, I am not the biggest Peter Pan fan ever, so probably wasn't the best one to start with, but I was excited. I got this from my best friend, so I started with that one. Both of us, like, because she read it, I think she read it after me. Yeah. So both of us read this, and both of us were disappointed. I think she was more disappointed than I was, but she's also a Peter Pan fan, so. But I was just so disappointed, and it was just a lot of convenient things that happened all the time. It was like, oh no, we need a way out of here, and then like on the next page, a way out would magically appear, and it would be, oh, but because it's Neverland, anything you imagine is real. And I was like, no, make it hard, make it difficult for her to make things work, like please. But no. So I had a little bit of trouble with this. I felt it was too convenient, everything that happened, and Peter Pan was annoying, everyone was just annoying, Wendy was the worst, and I feel like it wasn't just the ending that I needed to be different, it was the entire book, but it was the only one that I could think of for this prompt, so. Should have had a movie franchise. So I was debating which one to pick for this because the next one should have had a TV adaptation or something like that. But for movie, I went with Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. I feel like this would make like a great movie with similar vibes as Harry Potter, but better. And honestly, like the magic in this and the characters, I kind of want to reread them and then write down who I would cast as each character. That would be fun. Oh, it's just such a good book and I would love to see it as a movie. So the next question is then, which book would you love to see turn into a TV show franchise thing? And I went with Bone Crier's Moon. Granted, I also want to see These Violent Delights. I also want to see Grace and Fury. I also want to see Incendiary. But this one is probably the one that I would want to see the most. And I would die. Like Bastian and Elise and Sabine, I would die. Ooh, I'm so gonna cast these. Totally should have had one point of view. I love multiple points of view, so I didn't really have one for this. I went with this. And hear me out. I went with Blood Heir. And hear me out, because I love that we see Anna and Ramson's perspective. I would just have loved to only seen their perspective. I mean, one of the last chapters is following, I have completely forgotten her name, Lynn. One of the last chapters follow Lynn, and I do like Lynn, but I don't want to see it from her perspective. And I kind of felt like it was a misplaced chapter because it was the only chapter following Lynn. We had seen her in other chapters, she was mentioned. We hadn't seen anything from her perspective, so I kind of felt like it was weird that all of a sudden we saw things from her perspective. I would have liked this to just have stayed between Ramson and Anna and not had Lynn in there for that one chapter, and I think there was also another chapter that was like one of the other characters, but I'm really not sure. Totally should have had a cover change. I've talked about this before. I do not think it's pretty. Or have I? Am I gonna talk about it? Pre-filming. But I don't think that this is a great cover. I don't think it will get a cover change. It is what it is. I had some other picked that I would have liked to have a cover change, but some of them do have cover changes, but still not for the better. So I just kind of went with this because I do not think it's good at all, but I've ranted about it. It's fine. This one. It's called Øylegjen and it's by Camilla Vendale and she is a Danish author, so not that interesting to that many people who doesn't know Danish, so totally should have kept the original cover. Now come on people in the comments, guess what I am going for. You all know, and I feel like a lot of people agree. Like, it's definitely an unpopular opinion to like the cover changes, so we all know where this is going, don't we? Let's take a moment to get angry about it. You know what I'm talking about. I will say, it has grown on me. A little bit. I still vastly prefer the original, don't get me wrong. But the fact that a Court of, what is it, Silver Flames is different? What? Like, I know that it's the same, but isn't it like gray and then like the actual pattern on the back is orange, and I'm like, why, when everything else is like gray with black and then the font is color and the spine is all cool and everything, why change it again, like for a kind of similar vibe but not really? It kind of feels like they were trying to match it but didn't do well, so it kind of feels like it's a flaw. And I don't know, I just hate it even more with that cover. Because it, even though it's supposed to match, I don't feel like it does match. It just looks like they were trying to do the same thing. But it doesn't look like a cohesive series, or it doesn't look like it fits with this. But I don't know if that was the point. I feel like I know we follow a different character, but it is said to be, like, it, on Goodreads it's the same series. That's all I have to say. Why not do it the same way? I mean, it couldn't be that hard. It's just to change the orange color to black and then do the font. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Why? I rambled a little bit with that last one, didn't I? Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment telling me which book you think should be turned into a TV series. I would love to know. And if you like this video, please hit the like icon. If you want to see more of my bookish videos, please hit subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And until I see you next time, bye!